he's now using some charlatans to deceive former Governor Peter Obi that only he, ATIKU, has what it takes to win an election because he can get majority of the North to vote for him.
Nigeria's upcoming 2027 elections are already heating up. Coalition building is happening, and we've got fresh claims from DUMEBI KACHIKWU, a former ADC presidential candidate, accusing Atiku Abubakar of, as he put it, deceiving Peter Obi, hijacking the ADC, and repeating old PDP habits. KACHIKWU accused Atiku, David Mark, and others of effectively shopping around for a party and buying control through expired mandates, saying Ralph Wonsu's tenure expired in August 2022, yet coalition leaders claim he sold them the party. Actually, this is very embarrassing. Imagine an old party chairman handing over an expired ticket to new leaders and they pretend it's legit. This actually makes you wonder who is really in charge. Now, press reports show the coalition's leadership placing Atiku and David Mark front and center, not considering Peter Obi's influence. Even APC's Festus Keyamo has weighed in on this publicly, accusing them of dragging Peter Obi into a setup. According to Keyamo, they want his votes but won't give him the presidential slot. Because as Keyamo said, this is Atiku's show. If you take a look at the age disparity of the coalition meetings, 75% of those in the meetings are over 70. They have effectively hijacked youth movements, even though the ADC is supposed to be about fresh faces. Atiku has not been a stranger to the campaign, jumping ship at every slightest opportunity. Let me just walk you through the Atiku playbook of party shopping and defections, from PDP to Action Congress, back to PDP, now ADC. And let's not forget his role in bringing Buhari into power through the APC. Odua People's Assembly called him a serial defector, seeking power rather than principles, and it's actually obvious in his actions. Recall in 2023, as an influential PDP figure, many blamed him for PDP's internal struggle, leading to a lot of defections before their 2023 collapse. Considering the fact that Buhari, a northerner, had served Nigeria as president for 8 years, everyone in Nigeria knew that power was meant to go back to the south. But due to Atiku's selfishness, he wanted power at all costs, even if it meant the disintegration of PDP. This was what led to Peter Obi leaving the PDP in 2022 due to a lot of internal bribery and cliqued behavior during the primaries. Atiku's move is wrong on all fronts, and anyone that tries to defend it is doing so out of sentiment. Recall a few days ago, Atiku made a claim that he has the right to run for the highest office in the land and no one can actually stop him from doing that. Yes, that is the truth. However, there is a power rotation tradition that is known to everybody in Nigeria. Though it's unwritten, Nigerians expect power to rotate between the north and the south. APC currently has the presidency, that is Tinubu, from the southwestern region. And now, if Atiku leads, it violates this balance. That is why a lot of people are pushing for Peter Obi to be given the candidacy, as a demand for a southern candidate remains loud. The end goal here is to ensure that Tinubu doesn't remain in power after 2027. But with the way Atiku is going about his business, If the ADC splits before the primaries, APC and Tinubu will benefit greatly. There is no way a fractured coalition will be able to defeat Tinubu in the polls. Because at the moment, ADC currently lacks governors. They lack strong state presence like that which PDP and the APC have. As a matter of fact, the ADC coalition was supposed to energize disillusioned voters who have lost faith in the system. And as it is, if these old politicians hijack it, Obi's youth base may disengage or it will definitely backfire. Right now, Nigerians are watching. The question on every lip of Nigeria is, will the ADC rise as a genuine youth-driven national alternative or revert to old elite patterns through the back door? I'm not in any way campaigning for Peter Obi, but considering the political balance between the North and the South in terms of the power rotation, Peter Obi stands as one of the best candidates to be able to unseat Tinubu, considering the massive support from well-meaning Nigerians. It's actually in the best interest of Nigeria and Nigerians if ATIKU serves as an elder statesman in this case and not in any way meddle with the zoning of the ADC presidency. Else it will be a repeat of the case of 2023 where his actions led to a lot of disgruntled members leaving the PDP and actually causing a lot of internal conflicts in the PDP, which ultimately brought the disaster upon Nigeria called Bola Tinubu and the APC.
Healthcare. The former president of Nigeria died a few days ago in a foreign hospital. You have not heard any of them address the situation of what they will do about the myriad problems we are facing in Nigeria. All they tell you is this: President Tinubu has got to go. Okay, he has got to go. Tell us what you will do differently. Because that's why we're here in the first place. That's why we have the problems we have in Nigeria, because we have never questioned these people. When they come and tell us bogus stories, nobody questions them. That's how they chased Jonathan out of office. Nobody questioned them. Today, when you are paying your rent today, you don't remember the stories they told you and how you brought these people into power. When you are trying to pay children's school fees, when you don't have food on your table, you don't remember all the lies they told you. And where we are today, they've come with another bunch of lies and nobody's questioning them. Question their stories. But before any story, ask them. Anytime you confront these people, anytime you interview them, ask them, what will you do differently about the economy? What will you do to ensure that the Nigerian who leaves school today, that he has a job within the next 1 year, the next 2 years? What will you do to ensure that our hospitals improve, that our doctors and nurses are not leaving Nigeria for the UK, Canada, and America? What will you do to end banditry or kidnapping? I forgot to pose this challenge to Vice President ATIKU. The media, you are all reporting almost on a daily basis the killings in Plateau, in Benue, by Fulani people coming from other countries, right? You report these stories. Some of you camouflage it and say farmer header clashes. How many dead so far? 1,000, more than 1,000. In the last 10 years, how many dead so far? What has Vice President ATIKU Abubakar said about his kit and kin killing innocent Nigerians? What has he said? The young lady was killed in Sokoto last time. Someone, his social media manager, made a tweet. They pulled it down immediately because it was not politically correct for him to speak against his people. That is the man who aspires to the highest office of the land. We know the truth as Nigerians, but we never want to speak to the truth. We never want to speak to the truth. He says he leads a coalition to upstage a president of Southern ethnic stock. That's fine. We are all complaining as Nigerians. I'm aspiring to office. I'm running against President Tinubu. But I believe it's morally and equitably right that anybody from a major party to go against this president should be from the South. There's nothing wrong with that. It's equitable. It's justice. That's all we ask. So you have in that coalition people they put around P2B. So they tell P2B, you cannot win, you cannot do it. Only if you become ATIKU's vice. What rubbish. That's balderdash. He has all it takes to aspire. He has all it takes to win an election. He has the brains. So, but people, what they do, they stake people around him so that anybody he goes to, they tell him, you cannot win. That is their strategy. And that's how they are forcing him into a situation where he accepts to be the vice presidential running mate to ATIKU Abubakar. That's what they tell us every day. That's what you, the media, are doing when you have this reportage that seeks to suggest that I, as an Igbo man, I can never be president of Nigeria. Why? Why? Don't I pay my taxes? Doesn't my Nigerian passport say I'm a Nigerian? Doesn't my birth certificate say I'm a Nigerian? Why can't I aspire to the highest office in the land? Am I anybody's slave? That's why we won't allow this. So no matter how they tell you that when you speak against them that you are Tinubu spokesperson, it's an honor. It's an honor. As long as what I speak about is the right to the southern part of Nigeria to aspire to hold office for 8 years. Watch again. Let me tell you, look into this again. 8 years of President Buhari. Please Google this. Tell me how many statements ATIKU Abubakar made to speak against that government, to challenge that government. We see all these statements today challenging a southern president. Because the southern president is nothing. Google and see how many statements he made. Then you know what you can do? Google my statements. Watch my videos. I challenge that presidency. 8 good years. But you can't see what if they said anything. If you did not speak against President Buhari in 8 years of the economic disintegration of Nigeria, of the structural disintegration of Nigeria, how dare you then speak because the man happens to be a southern president and because you know what, we southerners are weak and you can overrun the country. We need to start speaking truth to power in this country. This is no longer acceptable. We know the truth. You all know the truth. You all know this truth. Speak this truth.
Okay.
But the ideas and ideals, we stand for something in the ADC. Next question, please.
Okay. I am Henry Umora, I report from London. There are statements and...
Thank you. Good question. Who loses if the courts grind ADC to a halt? Nigerians lose. But I can assure you that they will not succeed. The courts will hear in earnest all matters pertaining to the ADC, and I'll tell you what will happen. When they determine that ADC is not a suitable platform for them, they will start looking for other platforms. This is why these men and women have not resigned from their various parties. They are just trying their luck with ADC. They were, of course, you know, they went to SDP. You saw them immediately after my press statement a week ago or so. They were all on TV stations. I saw Rotimi Amechi saying that, oh, they are still pursuing ADA to register ADA. They are saying that they are pursuing other things, that they have other options. ADC was just a smoke screen. They are doing trial by error. They have tried SDP didn't work. They will come here and try also, and I'm telling them this is not the party for you. If you want to pursue your political ambition, stay within your party. Solve the problems in your party. I could have left ADC immediately when we started this rubbish last time, but I stayed here. It's fashionable for people to come to the APC, not so. I could have stayed and come to the APC and joined the ruling party. But I've stayed within my party with all the challenges because I believe that it's important to build structures. No matter how difficult the proposition is, you build those structures. So those structures. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but at some point we'll get where we're going to. I stay to build my party. They should stay and build their parties.